Seattle Tonight, next, here on KING TV, Channel 5, Seattle. This is Seattle Tonight, with Dick Klinger.
Hey, Fa Choi. Happy Chinese New Year to you, and happy Tuesday. This is the beginning of year 4,676, the year of the horse. It's a fast, strong year with a lot of activity. It sounds like something from your house, doesn't it, huh? Congratulations to Keith Jackson, former Seattle sportscaster, now with ABC, given the award of Sportscaster of the Decade by the Puget Sound Sports Writers. Wilt Chamberlain will be a Seattle smasher in pro volleyball. Boy, will that be fun, huh? Manhattan transfers in the Opera House tonight. We have a couple for whom alcohol has transformed their lives, and they now help other people adjust to it. And if anybody near you has a problem with alcohol or a suspected one, I think you want to stay with us. Well, I was flying back here yesterday, and I guess on numerous flights in the past couple of months, I saw an ad in one of the flight magazines that said, truth has a price tag. For $1,500, you can buy this little machine, and you can tell if somebody's telling you the truth or not. Well, the man who dreamed up the idea and who manufactures the little machine that costs $1,500 is from Issaquah. Will you welcome Rick Bennett?
Thank you.
Well, this is it, huh? This is the little truth machine, huh?
That's right.
This is the second night in a row that we've been into truth. I suppose what we ought to do tomorrow night is what's truth serum? Sodium pentothal?
Sodium pentothal.
I guess we'll do sodium pentothal tomorrow night. We will inject every member of the audience when they leave here and send them back home and then bring them back tomorrow night. Okay, how does this thing work now?
Well, this is a voice stress analyzer. I hope generically that you all understand that there is no such thing as a lie detector. What there are stress analyzers, and this measures stress. The difference between this and a polygraph is it has a built-in microphone on the other end.
Okay, the microphone is here.
And it measures stress in the human voice.
And you turn it around, right, so that I'm talking, for example, if we're going to demonstrate this, I'm talking into the microphone.
And you turn the switch on, right.
Okay, the switch is on. And what are we going to look for now?
Well, we will look for stress in your voice. In other words, there are red lights and there are green lights.
Okay. Now, just as I'm talking, you can see it kind of running. It looks like your radio scanner for CB.
Correct.
Now, you're able to... Now, what are we going to do then?
Well, one thing that we might do, we have a number of psychologists who are using this on patients, and you'd have a patient read an association word list. And those words that evoke heavy stress can be used to build a good psychological profile of that person's emotional hotspots. Now, we're not going to be doing anything quite so exotic tonight.
Obviously.
I
don't want you showing off any of my emotional hotspots.
Well, it would be entertaining to give the audience a view of what you really feel about certain public figures.
Okay.
It's always interesting to know. And so we have an association word list here, and if you'll read those words slowly, we can look at the monitor as you're
I don't think you're going to be able to tell, Rick. You're not going to be able to see from that monitor whether they're red or green.
I know what side the red lights are on.
Okay, good. All right. Shall I just read them? I mean, for example, the first one is Richard Nixon.
Okay, that was on the red side of the scale.
What does that mean?
Well, you're not lukewarm toward Mr. Nixon. I
have some strong feelings about it.
I believe you've got some strong feelings about Mr. Nixon.
Ronald Reagan.
All right, Ronald was a tendency toward green, Reagan was a tendency toward red.
But I can modulate my voice so that it'll come out to be heavier on the red side and more serious and stressful.
Oh, absolutely. If you know you're being tested, you can make it do anything.
Okay, just normal. Let's say Raquel Welch. What was that?
That was green. That was green.
Let's go, huh?
Yes, yes.
Now, what does that mean?
I'll leave that up to everybody.
Next. Jimmy Carter.
Okay, that was, Jimmy was red, Carter was green.
Okay.
Surprising. Say Jerry Ford, and let's see what we...
Jerry, okay, here we are. Lights on. Jerry Ford.
That was more green. I would suggest that you were probably more a Ford Republican than you are a Carter Democrat, just from your remarks.
Billy Carter.
You like the underdog, too.
Oh, all right.
You drink Billy beer,
It's
right?
Billy's beer, right?
Right,
That's got to be what it is. All right. A couple of real tests coming up now. Dixie Lee Ray. What was that?
That was red.
Do you suppose if she'll watch, she's never going to come on? We asked her. She just saw that light up, and she'll never come on.
She'll
think I'm
worried,
hostile.
she was worried that you were worried that she wouldn't come on.
Is that what it is? Okay, well, what if I said, what if I think to myself, she's probably going to come on, right? So I'll say, Dixie Lee Ray.
That was green.
Well, see, I'll just ask her in a nice way, okay? All right, next, Lenny Wilkins. Should we try that again? Okay. Lenny Wilkins.
That's green.
You bet.
That was as green as you've been.
Is it?
You're a fanatic, right?
I am a confirmed Seattle Supersonics basketball fan.
Dynamite.
Is that green?
Absolutely.
See, how about that? I've only been here for a month, right? All right. Let's try an unfamiliar name like Bill Walton.
That was green.
How could that be? How about Slick Watts?
Now that Watts went red.
It was the intensity of the voice again, wasn't it, huh?
Oh, no, it's really measuring the stress. It's the subconscious indicators. Primarily, we sell to businessmen, and this is just a super toy. You might use it 4 or 5 times a year to cost justify itself, but the rest of the time you'll listen to your favorite politician when he's making his public statements and get a lot of insight into what's really going through his mind.
So you did that. I think in reading some of the material that you sent along, you did that during the 1976 debates between Jerry Ford and Jimmy Carter, didn't you?
Yes.
And what did you find?
Well, the wrong man got elected. Unfortunately, we couldn't get the publicity out before the election.
What do you mean the wrong man got elected?
Jerry Ford was an extremely honest individual and had very little stress. Jimmy Carter had significant stress, and it couldn't be attributed to stage fright because it was not uniform. It was simply selective on certain subjects.
Huh.
And those are the very subjects that are causing him trouble now.
Like what?
The inflation rate, unemployment, the growth of the economy.
He doesn't have a whole lot of control over any of that sort of thing, does he?
That's right, but he was telling the American public what he knew they wanted to hear, and he was not speaking out of conviction. He didn't believe he could cause these things to come to pass. He was just telling people what they wanted to hear.
Did you change your vote based on listening with your device here?
Yes, I'm a Republican, but I kind of wanted to vote for Carter. I felt that we ought to get a born-again something or other in the White House.
Wait a minute. Let me see if I should put this on you, right?
Every morning when I shave, I practice.
Okay, you watched the Nixon-Frost debates with us, too,
right? The Watergate interview.
Okay, and what did you find about that?
Primarily that Nixon recognizes that his rationalization is just that, concerning his motives, be they criminal motives or political motives. That was a distinction he made. In the rest of the Frost interviews, he was very candid, and I think he came off as being a very competent individual, and I think he was a good president. He simply made a tactical error and blundered and blundered and blundered, and he recognizes that.
In your material, you say that you can hook this up to your phone and use it in business.
Correct.
Give me an example of how if I had one of these things. First of all, I think, do I have to tell somebody that I'm monitoring them? It seems to me that that's an invasion of privacy if I don't tell them I'm somehow testing their honesty or their credibility.
Well, that's a pretty, the invasion of privacy argument is a significant one. And I've made the rationalization, if you will. I believe it was well thought out before I designed the product, which was about 4 years ago, that in a business situation where you and I voluntarily come together to do something, that everything is fair game. Now, I'm going to look at your body language, the way you sit. I'm going to look at your eyes. I may even do handwriting analysis. And since I'm not bouncing an electronic signal off you, but I'm simply analyzing what you're voluntarily sending toward me, that's fair game. But there are invasion of privacy areas that are real, and this is why we don't sell to Big Brother. We don't sell to law enforcement agencies.
What's a quick example of how somebody would use this in a business transaction and put it on their phone, for example?
If you're selling something to me, like airplane wheels, I might inquire about, am I getting the lowest price, and can you meet the delivery? Because if I've got a 747 sitting out there without any wheels, the interest expense on that is enormous every day.
Okay, one last question. When I was talking to you today, you had something else pressing on you that you had to do tonight, and I had to do a sales job on you to convince you that it was really important for you to be on this show tonight. We wanted to have you on tonight because we had the polygraph man on last night. Did you have this connected to your phone?
No, I did not.
Shoot, I thought you were going to say it was based entirely on your honesty that I asked you here, that you accepted to come here tonight.
I'm a ham. I love showbiz.
Ah, okay. Wait a minute. Say that again here. Let's see. Rick, thank you for coming. I enjoyed that.
Thank
Glad
you.
you came. If you'll stay right here,
Okay.
we'll be right back on Seattle Tonight for Tuesday.
Since the dawn of time, death has been the final mystery. For centuries, man has searched for the answers. In ancient Greece, Plato searched for the key to the unknown. In 1918, Ernest Hemingway suffered a temporary death and miraculously recovered to write about it. And in 1975, Byron Temple was pronounced clinically dead after a fall from a 4-story building. Yet he was revived to tell of his fantastic experience. What happened to these people, and why do they no longer fear the hereafter? Is there life after this life? How does it feel to die? Find out the startling answers. Don't miss Beyond and Back from Sun Classic Pictures, rated G.
Starts tomorrow in Seattle, Tacoma, Renton, Bellevue, Federal Way, Aberdeen, Bremerton, Olympia, Port Angeles, Mount Vernon, and Port Townsend. Coming soon to Raymond, Elma, Paulsbo, Friday Harbor, Oak Harbor, Enumclaw, Arlington, and Puyallup. Look for this ad in your newspaper for a theater near you.
You meet a family and I'll show the house. Why? Because I know how. How what? How to show a house. Notice the view. High ceilings, low floors, lots of windows, and a playroom for the children. We love it. I knew you would. Why? Because I'm the neighborhood professional. Congratulations.
Century 21. We don't just show a house, we show it off.
That one deserves a beer.
You got a light beer?
After you've made the decision to switch to a light beer, you still have to decide on the right light.
Which one?
There are several light beers, but Olympia Gold has only half the calories of its regular beer. That's right, half the calories.
Pour the gold.
Olympia Gold blends several malts for great taste. You decide. But remember, Olympia Gold has only half the calories of its regular beer.
Olympia Gold. Great. All right!
Olympia Gold, the right light.